welcome to the form. This afternoon, Plymouth Gallants takes centre stage. And of course, we are counting down until Saturday, where we do have the Counties Cup meeting out of Tarapa. On today's show, we kick things off with Aidan Rodley, who talks us through that Taranaki meeting with his value bet, and also a little look at the feature race on the card, the rating is 74. On the back of that, top jockey Sam Weatherly joins us and gives us an overview of his rides from both New Plymouth and Tarapa. We then link in with Robert Wellwood, who trains in partnership with Roger James. They've got two key chances in those stakes races on Saturday, Cheaper Than Divorce and also Too Illicit. And then we take things to the harness code. It's Craig Thompson who joins us for the last segment, and he has a little look at Alexandra Park. Well, with Bevan Sweeney taking a few days off, Aidan Rodley is in the hot seat when it comes to New Plymouth. Aidan, awesome to have you with us. And we've got a twilight meeting from New Plymouth this afternoon. And their feature, a rating 74, which you said is race number 7.
Yeah, it's come up just a small field, Emily. Hi to you and to viewers as well. It's not an easy one, and obviously for me, I'm not completely over the CD form like Bevan would be. But this one, having gone through it, there's no jockey declared at this point early on Darcy LaBella. But horse has won 3 of 5, and only 2 times this horse has been beaten. Listen to these 2 horses. Babylon Berlin was one of them. The other was Springtide. So when you're getting a really impressive listed Pegasus winner at last start, winning one of those 2 races, and a horse who's gone on to push horses at Group 1 level, the other one looks really promising. Darcy LaBella has won 3 of 5, unbeaten in 2 on the home track. Obviously, Alan's got 3 in the race. He's also got Sumi and Katsa Charmer further down the field. If Darcy LaBella starts here, you'd think it's going to be very hard to beat. It does come up against Maison Roxanne, comes down from the Ramsey Ritchie barn at Mangatotiri, and this horse did trial up really nicely. Has had 2 trials leading in for a second and a first, and has won 5 of 21, so pretty handy form there as well. Interesting to see Katsa Charmer in this race, a 3-year-old filly basically taking on rating 74 company. It's never easy at this time of year. But one of a really strong hand in the race for Alan Sherrick. As I said, if Darcy LaBella, if I knew this horse was going to start, and I did ring Alan prior to you coming on for this interview, Emily, and just couldn't get hold of him. I just wanted to get some sort of push to see this horse start. If it had been, I think Darcy LaBella would have been my best of the day. So it's a good race though. There'll be a lot of speed, and it will be tactical as well.
Yeah, good stuff. And obviously you weren't able to get hold of Alan, so that might have changed what you're thinking with regard to your best bet.
Yeah, and one guy I have been able to get hold of, who's got a really nice team down at New Plymouth, is Ben Foote. And Miss Madison will start. Just draws a little bit tricky in race 4, but the form was really good. Ran second on debut, was close up that day as well. And that was in a 3-horse race, but the 3rd horse was La Bella Beals, who's come out and won twice since. So the form out of that's okay. And the last start 4th was at Tarapa, we're getting back and really hit the line nicely. So that's a really good push. Ascertained won a couple in that race, and Douglas Black was good on debut. But yeah, I thought Miss Madison was probably the horse to beat. Some really nice races there. As you say, it's a later start, which makes it a little bit difficult for some of those northern sort of jockeys and trainers who've got to get back and then be at Tarapa for a premier day on Saturday. And geez, doesn't that look like a cracking meeting? Outside that, I thought that the 2 Tony Pike runners at the end of the program, both were worth looking at. Both of them are trial wins coming in. So they're Scribe and Snorkel. Scribe's trial win was his second in 4 outings. He's a press statement 3-year-old gelding who I know they've got a lot of time for. And Snorkel was a 3/4 of a length trial winner at Matamata in the 3rd quickest time of the day there, and had also won a trial leading into that. So real respect around Tony Pike taking a couple of promising young horses down at the end of a New Plymouth meeting as well, especially when they're sort of after 6:30, both of those races.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, thanks so much for your time, Aidan. Awesome insight, and we'll be looking forward to your coverage of that New Plymouth meeting this afternoon.
Yeah, I'll be relying on Tony Lee a lot, and we'll hopefully get a few phone calls and get all the good oil from a few of the participants as well. But do tune in to the coverage on Tracks.
Sam Weatherly, a very warm welcome to the forum. Awesome to have you with us. A busy couple of days coming up for you with regards to New Plymouth, and then, of course, Te Rapa on Saturday. I thought we'd start with New Plymouth and have a little talk through your rides. I know you don't know a huge amount about them. A number of them you're only riding for the first time. But in racebook order, we'll start with race 2, number 5, Flying Habit. Last start win over the 1,600 metres when fresh, and it looks like it perhaps could improve off that.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of one last start and on a track that had plenty of give. So the track sort of seems to be a little bit wet down there at the moment. But so if it does sort of stay that way, that horse might be the worst chance stepping up in grade, especially for Fraser's team's going so well. So probably a nice each way hope.
Race number 3, Assertive Nature, one of a couple for the Roger James and Robert Wellwood stable. And is that the main purpose of your trip down?
Yeah, they sort of asked me last week if I'd go down and ride a couple for them, and on paper they look nice enough rides. This one especially sort of runs second, only just missed first start, and then last time at Te Rapa probably was a little bit disappointing, but the track was quite firm and a little bit rough as well. So maybe getting back to a track with a little bit of give, we could see her repeat sort of something that she did her first start.
Race number 4, Kirakoni, also has a nice draw, and when you look at the form on the page, you've got the 0 beside the name with just one start, but then the trial form's really good, so maybe you can put it together at a second start.
Yeah, probably. Obviously, something went wrong first start because he was well supported after a couple of nice trials, but then trialled well the other day. So I think he's had a gear change as well. Nice draw. Wouldn't surprise me if he sort of showed something. It would be good if he showed us what he's done in the trials.
Race number 8, you've got Charmander for the Jamie Richards stable, and always good to pop those colours on. They always seem like a chance. This one on debut, but had the 7 trials, so should be ready to go.
Yeah, well educated by the looks of it. Always got to take a little bit of a line through when you're putting on the tangerine and for Jamie. So he's got a nice draw, first starter over 1,100 metres. He's done it a lot before. Jamie's taken horses down there and they've gone down there and won. So hopefully I'm on a winning one.
And then race number 9, Tree of Life, who's third up now and resumed with a good placing. Then last start at Te Aroha, finished down the field. Can you take anything away from that? Another one for the Roger James team.
I've actually seen it quite a few times, and sort of it trials like a Group 1 horse, and then it's been to the races and probably been a little bit disappointing. I know it's run second there, but I think overall she hasn't delivered to what they sort of expected. So hopefully they can sort of find that form and what she sort of showed in track work and trials, because I know she definitely has had a rap on her, that's for sure.
And then if we put New Plymouth behind us and move on to Te Rapa, a big day for you, and actually could be a massive day for the Weatherly family. You must be pretty excited to throw your leg over some of these family horses.
Yeah, it's always pretty special. Like really enjoy riding for mum and dad, and it's really sort of tight knit job. Like I'm there every morning with dad and my sister Briar and a couple other staff members, so it's pretty tight knit, and we sort of do it all ourselves. So it's very rewarding when it pays off.
Yeah, we can see that when you get the win, the celebrations as well. It's really awesome to see. Let's run through the horses that you're on for Te Rapa and racebook order as well. Prima Stella in that first race of the day. You've ridden this horse at its past 2 outings, and they've been great runs. What did you make of that first run at the rating 65?
Yeah, really, really good runs. I couldn't actually quite believe that I got beat last start. Like I've only been beaten a whisker, and I know she's stepping up from a 65 to a 74, but Karen Furzin sort of said to me, and like she's been beaten nose, and the horse that's beaten her is in the race as well. So really, she kind of does deserve her chance. I think they're just having to throw out the stumps. The race is worth 55,000, I think. So it would have been nice if there was a rating 65 on the same day, but she's going to get in with no weight, and she tries so hard. She's not very big, but she really has a go, and that's all you can ask.
In race number 2, Champagne Princess, this horse met Gold Watch at a last start and raced well above expectation, finishing in 3rd. You must have been pretty happy with that effort.
Yeah, massive. We were sort of just going there expecting just to treat it like a trial and go around and get her fit for her next start. And she's just a proper racehorse, like just steps up on the day. And she's finished 2 lengths from Gold Watch, which was a pretty. I know he carried a big weight and we were down in the weights, but still, like, you still got to read into that a little bit. And she's got a nice handy draw, and she has improved a heap from the other day. So hopefully all goes well and she'll run well.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. What's she shown you since in track work? When you said you were treating it as a trial, she's obviously impressed you greatly at home.
Yeah, I worked her up this morning, and she's not a great track worker. She's got a few little quirks, and but she really towed me around today, and she's feeling really well, and she's tightened up. So we are expecting her to run really well from a nice draw.
Race number 4, Be a Rocker, is an emergency at the moment. You'd be pretty happy to see her get in, and perhaps looks like she will get in with that one scratching you were saying already.
Yeah, there's been one so far. I really hope she does get in, because I know her form doesn't read that well, but she deserves to be there. She's a lot better than what her form reads. She hasn't had a whole lot of luck, and she can't go on rain affected going. So that sort of pulled her up a couple of times. And last time she was fresh up and probably barely needed the run. And she's actually dropping back to 1200, and she's got a nice draw, and she's been working really, really well. So fingers crossed she gets a run.
Your dog obviously approves of her as well.
Yeah, she's about 4 kilos and thinks she's a guard dog. So looks after the place well.
Race number 6, La Velocita. Got a wide draw, which is maybe not a plus, but did get that rating 65 win fresh. Second up, was that better than it reads on the page?
It was a massive run, I thought. I was down in Christchurch, but watched it from down there, and she didn't have all favours. Like, she's sort of a little bit slow away and got back, and sort of had to make a really swooping run from the 600, and nothing took her into the race. And she probably just come to the end of it that last little bit. But if she had any ounce of luck, and if she jumped away and probably was closer to the rail and running, she would have finished a lot. Like, she's only been beaten 2 lengths. So she's going really well as well.
And in the staying race, Sam, you throw your leg over an Auckland Cup winner in Roger That. How do you assess his chances?
Yeah, well, he's probably getting on a little bit in age, but he has won an Auckland Cup, and he always runs a nice race once he gets up over ground. There's a couple of nice horses in the race at lower weights, like Cheaper Than Divorce and Just Amaze, so they're going to be tough to beat. But if he can bring any sort of form that he had a couple of years ago, he hopefully can run a bit of a race.
Race number 8 is the Group 2 Dunstan Thieves Auckland Thoroughbred Breeders' Stakes. Our Alley Cat takes its chance. Was really good when winning on at Hawke's Bay, and then obviously met Too Illicit to win second up. I know after the race you spoke really excitedly about this horse and its chances. What did you make of that last start effort in behind Too Illicit?
You probably just need to go back and watch it, really. I was in the 1-1 the whole way, and I never got out to the 50. Like, I didn't even move on a run forward. So I certainly believe that she should have won without a doubt last start. So the horse is going really well. She went to Tierra the other day and had an exhibition gallop just by herself, and she never does a lot of track work. She's not a flash track worker, but she breezed up the straight really well and run a quick time on a quite a fast track. But she does need a firm track, so we're hoping that the warm weather over today and tomorrow, and hopefully Saturday as well, that it dries the track out and it comes back quite nicely. But she's a very underrated mare, and I think quite a few people look through her, but she'll make her presence felt for sure.
And what about from a tactical perspective? What's she like in the run? Is she adaptable, or where would you like to be?
She's got a lot of speed, a lot of gate speed, and So there's sort of no point really taking that away from her. Again, I'll probably push forward on Saturday and be in the first 2 or 3. I wouldn't like to lead, but be thereabouts. It's just the way she likes to race. She's very quick out of the gates and does travel strong in the running. But this is she's running 1400 on Saturday, and then she'll have a wee freshen up and come back to the railway on New Year's Day, I think it is. So yeah, I think 1200 is her pet distance because she's very fast, but she does get away with running 1400 meters.
And then race number 9, MADISON, is your mount in this one. And got to love the form line, been doing everything right and looking for a hat trick of wins. And it seems, Sam, that took a step up in grade with ease last time.
Yeah, he's honestly, if you were to come and ride him track work, Emily, it's like he's never. It's like his first day at the track. He'll go around there calling out for other horses. He just doesn't even know what it's about yet. He's so untapped. So that's the exciting part at the moment. He's really caught us by surprise because he's just doesn't show anything at all track work, but then brings it race day, and he's been winning and beating nice fields with a bit of authority as well, and stepping up to the mile. We only think it's going to suit him, and because he spends nothing in the race, and as soon as you ask him, he's there, and he's got a wicked turn of foot, and he beat quite a handy horse last start. So yeah, very excited about him.
That's all of your contenders over the 2 days, and in particular, obviously, Tarapa. You've given a number of horses a really big rap, so I'm interested to hear what you think is your best bet for Tarapa.
Probably going to go the last race. MADISON, he's a pretty good galloper, so if he can do everything right in the race and get a nice run, I expect them to run very, very well.
Awesome stuff. Well, thanks so much for your time, Sam. Good luck with the hat trick of wins on MADISON, and best of luck on the day there at Tarapa.
Cool. Thank you so much, Emily.
Well, it's my pleasure to welcome in Robert Wellwood to the forum this morning. Trains in partnership with Roger James. And Robert, awesome to have you with us. Busy couple of days coming up with some key chances in some of those stakes races at Tarapa.
Yeah, morning, Emily. Yeah, certainly looking forward to it. Especially the 2 fillies in the stakes races, or filly and mare, they've been going well this season, and looking forward to seeing them step out again.
New Plymouth comes first, and you've got a number of runners at that Taranaki meeting. Let's talk through them in racebook order. We'll start in race number 3 with Assertive Nature. Fought on pretty good over the 1400 metres last time. Only a second start. Do you still feel this horse is making some progression?
Yeah, absolutely. She's a filly with a bit of ability. She's still learning her craft a little bit, but I'm sure she'll show her best hand again tomorrow.
Got the tongue tie on. What was sort of the thought process behind that gear change?
Yeah, just last start at Te Araha there, she just didn't do anything right breathing wise, so hopefully that will help her, and hopefully that's the key to winning.
Race number 4, Kirakoni, one start back in October. What did you make of that run? It probably wasn't what the punters wanted to see.
No, real head scratcher. He's been a little bit of a difficult horse to work out. He was very field shy, so we put the pacifiers on, and then with those, he really didn't want to raise a gallop at Tauranga there. But since then, he's trialled nicely. We took all the gear off him. He's worked up okay, and we're just going to hope that going back to basics works with him.
The trial form with him has been really good, hasn't it? That must be hard for you when it comes to race day. Are you feeling a little bit more confident with regards to the start?
Look, it's hard to know. Obviously, disappointed last start, so we're really just going and hopeful that we've done everything we can. He's been jumping logs and things, and we've just changed a few things up. But really, it's his turn to put his hand up and be counted.
Race number 5, you've got Encantador, and also Has to Be You. Encantador doesn't have a jockey booking as of yet, and does get a relatively wide draw.
Yeah, exactly. From the wide draw, he may not run. We'll just have a look at scratchings and things. But Yeah, he's a horse that really needs a firm track. So we've just been waiting around. There seems to be rain every time that there's a suitable race for him. So that's a bit frustrating, but yeah, he's going well. Has to be you. Happy enough with her. She does a few things wrong in races, gets going keenly, but she's drawn well, and if she can get a nice run, she'll be there or thereabouts.
She hadn't run for a little while, had she, prior to that fresh outing? Do you feel she's made some improvement from that?
Yeah, look, she's in good order. She's a fast filly. We're certainly happy with her going into the run. But it's really just about her racing minutes. If she can do everything right, she can certainly she can be there at the business end.
Race number 6, Tree of Life. You started the prep with a bang, a second on the synthetic. What was the feedback from Vinny the start after that at Te Aroha?
Yeah, look, she's another filly. She's got good ability, but just still learning her craft a bit. She got going a bit strongly at Te Aroha. But yeah, if she puts it all together, she's can really win a maiden quite nicely. I think she's trialled up extremely well, and yeah, another one that really just once she puts it all together, learns her craft, she's going to win a race somewhere.
She's got a nice draw to play with as well. That certainly helps the chances, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. When they're still learning their craft, you sort of need everything to go in their favour.
And then let's focus on that Tarapa meeting, obviously moved from Pukekohe. Deep Beauty is double nominated in race number 2 as an emergency, and then in race 6, definitely gets into race 6, the rating 65. What's going to make the decision as to where you run this horse? Obviously, a couple need to come out of that second race to get in.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, he's drawn nicely in both. Still having a bit of a think about it. Initially, we sort of were keen to run the 74. 14, but the 65 mile may look like a better race, albeit he carries a lot more weight in that, obviously. But nonetheless, the horse is flying. His work's been super good. It seems to really work with him, sort of having a bit of time between runs. So he gets that here, and I don't think it'll matter what race he lines up on, he will acquit himself well.
He started the campaign with the 2 seconds, small margins. They've been really good efforts. And just in that rating 65 at the mile, getting back to the mile might be key, mightn't it? Because the last win was actually at that distance.
Yeah, absolutely. He sort of likes to get up over that distance. In the back of our mind, we're sort of looking to head back to Ellerslie for the Stella Artois 1500 metre race. So that's probably where the 74 comes into it, as it is a qualifier. To get into the race, and we're sort of really working his preparation around getting there in the best order at this stage.
And then we move on to the key chances in those stakes races. In the Counties Cup, obviously you've got Cheaper Than Divorce. That form line just faultless with that Group 3 win at the latest outing at Trentham. How did she come through that run, and also the big trip back? How she handled that?
Yeah, really well. Look, she's had a big coming of age this year, right, both mentally and physically. She's finally handling everything. She's eating, eating well, and really handling her training well. So couldn't be happier with her, and very excited to see her run this weekend.
What are your thoughts on extending her out in distance to the 2100 metres? The way she hits the line, it looks like it'll suit her down to the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to seeing her get up over ground for the first time this preparation. Obviously, she ran 4th in the New Zealand Oaks as a 3-year-old, hit the line strongly, and she's just doing, racing a lot more kindly and doing everything right this preparation. So it's pretty exciting to see her first time up over ground this preparation.
The other pluses are obviously the lightweight and also the barrier. That gives Danielle a few options. She knows her well after that last start win.
Yeah, with Big Mike coming into it, there's a lot of jockeys that'll have to be missing dinner tomorrow night. But no, she's going to get in nicely from as you say, with the weight and the barrier. I think the key with her is just get her into a rhythm early and get her into a clear racing room, because she's once she gets into clear room, she can really let down, and as we saw at Trentham.
In the Dunstan Feeds Auckland Thoroughbred Breeders' Stakes, the Group 2, you've got 2 Illicit. Wow, what a stunning return in the Red Badge Sprint. That must have really given the team some excitement.
Yeah, that was very satisfying, really. Obviously, she is a highly talented 3-year-old. She's had a few niggles, and the stable have done the whole team at the stable done a great job to have her in the order she was at Hastings. She's taken a fair bit of work, but that was very rewarding. So really looking forward to seeing her step out again as well. She's had a little while between runs, but she's a nice order.
That was what I wanted to ask you about, having the time between runs. Has that sort of been the plan, to keep her races well spaced?
Look, a lot of that was working back from our two main targets, which being the Group 1 2,000 metre race on Boxing Day at Ellerslie, and then back from that the Captain Cook at Wellington. So really this race just fitted in to sort of make us get there in the best order, and that's what we're working around this weekend. 1400 second up. 1400 might just be a bit short for a second up, but look, if she can repeat the performance of Hawke's Bay, she's certainly right there amongst them.
Vinnie Colgan also takes the reins, taking over from Michael McNabb, but he knows her well too, doesn't he? Yeah,
absolutely. He rode her basically the majority of her career. He was suspended at Hawke's Bay, so Michael stepped in and did a superb job. But I know Vinnie's looking forward to getting back on her.
From barrier 9, our options are, I suppose, to look for a spot, try and get one off, one back or something, or go back. We saw her in the Red Badge Sprint go back in the run, but previously as a 3-year-old, she didn't have to race off them, did she? She had the speed to put herself a little bit closer.
Yeah, look, we'll leave that up to Vinnie. That's why he's paid the big bucks. But over 1400, I can't see her racing, for the midfield, from barrier 9. She'll just get into a nice rhythm, sort of wherever she lands. And the key with her is getting into good, clear galloping room. And as we saw again at Hastings, she once she got into clear air, she really flattened out and let down. So hopefully it can be a repeat performance.
Rob, we're going to put you on the spot now, because I'm going to ask you who you think is your best winning chance for Saturday or Friday as well. What have you got for us?
Cheaper Than Divorce. Cheaper
Than Divorce. All right, love it. Good stuff. Simple as that. Thank you so much for your time, and your best of luck with all of those runners over the next couple of days.
Thanks, Emily.
Well, as promised, we wrap up the show with Craig the Whale Thompson, who gives us his insight into Alexandra Park.
Thanks, Emily. They're really looking forward to Friday night Alexandra Park. They've got some nice races there, including a size stakes heat. My best of the night's actually a trotter called Vatican Hill, going around race 8, number 7. Thought he was really good, winning 2 starts ago. Went to the workouts on Saturday. I thought his work was excellent, and he should be at a nice price. Race 8, number 7, Vatican Hill, the best of me. Race 7 is a very smart filly in here, Lady of Light, that's won its last 4 starts. I think it'll win. There is a danger in here called First Rose. It's coming up from the South Island for Robert and Jenna Dunn. Love the way it trialled at the Cup Day trials. Maybe a top 2 option here. Race 7, number 4, First Rose. 1 start, 1 win, taking on the unbeaten Lady of the Light. That is going to be the star race of the night. That's race 7 at 8:40. Enjoy your weekend ahead.
A big thank you to all of our guests this morning for their time and also their insight into those upcoming race meetings. That's it from us. Make sure you enjoy the New Plymouth meeting this afternoon, and the countdown is on for that Counties Cup meeting from Te Rapa on Saturday.